educational standards are plunging. Our health is plunging. Every indicator shows we are a sick nation. A decadent nation. We've had it good so long that the rot is really setting in. We've become decadent. And I don't say that to be negative. I say that so we can be honest about what we've become, so that we can set about changing it. I mean, look at these headlines. A federal judge in Arizona ruled that the state must allow thousands of illegal immigrants to obtain driver's license. Can apply for licenses as soon as Monday. That's just the end of the country. You can come in, you can get a license, you can get free welfare, you can have any fake ID you want, any new identity you want. It's a joke. Half of all children will be autistic by 2025, warns senior research scientist at MIT. Number of adverse reactions from vaccines can be correlated with autism. Article out of Natural Health USA that links to the mainline studies. Very powerful article. U.S. Supreme Court rules 8-1 that citizens have no protection against Fourth Amendment violations by police officers ignorant of the law, warns against allowing government agents to benefit from their mistakes. In a blow to the constitutional rights of citizens, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled 8-1 in Helen versus the state of North Carolina that police officers are permitted to violate American citizens' Fourth Amendment rights if the violation results from a reasonable mistake about the law on the part of the officer. And what do you think destabilization of the country and cops randomly being killed is going to do? It's going to have courts give wider leeway and a bigger eroding of the Bill of Rights and Constitution, which will end up hurting everybody, including police officers, who the globalists are greedily eyeing your pension funds right now. And in the new funding package, spending bill that just passed, not just a law to sign us on to all derivatives, like FDIC, but make you pay for people's derivatives in a new round ahead of the next collapse, but also so they can take private pension funds to protect them, of course, but the government's going to take part of it. So it's not just public pension funds that are up on the block here. This is the planned destruction of the middle class, and it's nearing its final stages right now. Meanwhile, there's this nightmare headline up on Infowars.com. CNN ORC poll, Bush, that's Jeb Bush, surges 2016 GOP frontrunner. Jeb Bush is the clear Republican presidential frontrunner, surging to the front of the potential GOP pack following his announcement that he's actively exploring a bid, a new CNN poll found. He takes nearly a quarter, 23%, of Republicans surveyed in the new nationwide poll. Talk about vomitous. What we need is not more country club, blue blood, rhino Republicans. Remember, the Bushes vacation with the Clintons and call themselves family, and the Bushes were for gun control. Bush Sr. supported all sorts of gun control. Bush Jr. supported the assault weapons ban. This is why we're in so much trouble. And here's the new poll. Clinton gets 66% of moron Democratic voters. I mean, total morons. Scum of the earth when it comes to mental acuity and understanding things. I mean, Hillary is pure gangster, pure evil. So you got to hand it to Republicans. At least only 23% support Jeb. Hillary, it is a whopping 60%. And who cares if she's a criminal gangster involved in all sorts of corruption? She's a woman, so don't criticize her or you're a sexist. And support Obamacare or you're a racist. And turn your guns in or you're a racist. Clinton gets 66%. I'm going to throw up. Warren, the senator, gets 9%. Biden 8%, Sanders 3%, Cuomo 1%, O'Malley 1%, Webb 1%, Patrick 0.5%. And then I've got the numbers here on the Republican field and the CNN poll. Jeb Bush, 23%. Chris Christie, gun-grabbing, open borders promoting, Jabba the Hutt creature. So Jeb gets 23, Christie gets 13, Carson gets 7, Huckabee 6, Rand Paul 6, Rubio 5, Ryan 5, Cruz 4. You know, I've seen the Gallup polls and the New Hampshire polls and the Mason-Dixon polls and the Zogby polls. All of them have, and the CPAC vote, all of them have Rand Paul at the front. All of them have Cruz number 2. And then people like Chris Christie number 3 and Rubio, so on. So this poll is 100% in the opposite direction, basically, of all the other polls. Truly disgusting from the establishment media that has almost no viewers, is on the verge of collapse because of their lying, that Jeb Bush has 23% and that Hillary has 66. Does anyone believe that? There's major think tank numbers and focus group numbers out from the left showing in the last year that Hillary is incredibly unpopular. The problem is she controls the money machine of the Democratic Party, the FBI files, and knows where the bodies are buried, and has the Republican leadership vying for her to get it. So that's a question for listeners. What do you think about the attempts to scapegoat the police? As many problems as we've got, and you know, you can certainly show bad cops all day and horrible, arrogant, bully things happening. But, I mean, I could go find videos online of black people committing crimes. Does that mean all the black people are bad? Or I could find videos of guys with brown hair and blue eyes committing crimes. Does that mean that I'm committing a crime? I mean, there's so many jurisdictions, so much diversity in police. And the globalists want to get rid of that diversity in their mindsets and bring in this federalization. I want to discuss that with you, the listeners. I want to get into the latest NSA news. Hackers release a cache of 13,000 passwords and credit cards for PlayStation and Xbox and Amazon users. This is all happening right as they reintroduce the Cybersecurity Act, SOPA, CISPA, internet killing garbage. It's got bipartisan support at the highest levels, and Zuckerberg just met with the head Chinese censor to try to learn how to censor Facebook. I mean, this is getting scary. And people ask, well, why are you on Facebook then with 3 million likes between our 10 different platforms? One's got about 900,000. The rest altogether is about 3 million folks follow us on, or like us, as it's called on Facebook. Because that's where the war is. Why am I on Twitter? Why am I on YouTube? Why am I on Boxy and Roku and Pinterest and Instagram? Because we're everywhere we can reach people. And you have the real power as listeners to remember that the system doesn't want us on the 100-plus stations we're on the weekend, the 170-plus weekdays. We're getting new affiliates every couple days now. The show is exploding right now. But as it explodes, other stations change format or sell. So it's always we're falling apart and we're building at the same time. But think about how precious it is that people hear a real libertarian, freedom-based, real analysis program. We're growing because of you. As we swim upstream during this singularity of media where more competition joins every day. And just as we rose with the rise of alternative media, we now face more, quote, competition than ever of a full spectrum of news and analysis, and quite frankly, garbage as well, but some really good stuff. And I don't worry about good media that I see as accurate and freedom-based with a bias of telling the truth. I'm not in competition with that. But, man, we're in competition with just soft porn and mindless sports everywhere and all the rest of it. So more than ever, if you want to reach out to people, they're ready to wake up and ready to hear the truth. Tell friends and family about Infowars.com. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Visit PrisonPlanet.com. Tell your friends and family, hey, here's the real underground liberty-based media that has been so incredibly accurate in the past and that wants to try to rally the people to be aware of the globalist program, to deindustrialize the entire Western world under Agenda 21 and bring in world government. Your phone calls are coming up in the next hour. 877-789-2539. First-time callers, 877-789-ALEX. Your calls and a lot more coming up in the second hour. Straight ahead, I'm Alex Jones. And remember, if you're listening to this transmission, you are the resistance. Sold out for weeks due to the difficult and extensive proprietary process behind its creation, the exclusive InfoWars Life Secret 12 formulation is now back in stock in the last limited shipment of 2014. The most bioactive form that has been created with our proprietary process. This ultra-clean vitamin B12 nutraceutical has been carefully crafted and developed over the last 2 years and is based on cellular science of how your body actively absorbs essential nutrients. Secret 12 is taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Vitamin B12 deficiency is linked to scores of serious problems. And Secret 12 is a fusion of 2 organic proprietary forms of vitamin B12, bringing you a true nutraceutical quality vitamin B12. Secret 12. Secret 12 is an excellent Christmas gift and is tailor-made to boost your New Year's resolutions. Supplies of Secret 12 are very limited. Secure yours today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. 2015 is almost here, and with it comes those New Year's resolutions to finally transform your body the way you want it. There's a reason over 88% of New Year's resolutions fail. Make this year different by equipping yourself with Oxy Powder, the next level in cleansing the body naturally. Using super oxygenation, Oxy Powder, available through InfoWarsLife.com, gently cleanses the body while you sleep with easy capsules. InfoWars Nightly News Director Rob Dew has been using Oxy Powder with incredible success.
Took it that first day, then I took it for 6 more days after that. 12 pounds melted off in about a week. I'd say a week, 7 days. And I've been able to keep it off, too. My wife is like, wow, you look really good. And I'm like, I know. I guess it's this Oxy Powder.
2015 can be different. Diet and exercise are important, but a lot of us have already tried that. Oxy Powder flushes it out. Secure your Oxy Powder at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139.